kids show. I'm Teacher Nicki, and today's episode is inspired by play. I love play. I love playing outside. I love playing games. I love playing anything, really. I bet you guys like playing too. It's probably the best thing to look forward to, right? After school is done or on the weekend. And it's fun if you have a good friend you're playing with. Sometimes if you have a pet you can play with. Look at this one right here. Look how energetic she is. Boy, she loves to play. Okay, maybe not right now. Anyway, we're gonna be going to Dolores Park today, which is one of the coolest playgrounds I know of in San Francisco. And we're gonna do a ton of messy projects with our friends. And then we'll be back here to read Rumpelstiltskin, and it'll be awesome. And I hope you guys love the show, and I'll see you in a little bit. Bye. Today we are playing with shaving cream. So it's going to be a little bit messy. We're going to be using food coloring. At home, you can use like water-based paints too. These do stain. So don't wear your fancy clothes. Yeah, don't wear your fancy clothes if you don't want to get a stain.
Fancy shaving cream.
So we're going to take our shaving cream and we're actually going to fill up the whole tub. We're going to shake it.
The whole? This looks so fun.
Whoa. Excuse me. Was that me or was that the shaving cream?
Shaving cream.
Ah. So now that took us about 1.5 minutes to fill up our tub. It looks like clouds, doesn't it, you guys?
Yeah.
Wow, like the kind of clouds you lay under in the summer and you dream about things. Really cool. They're so soft.
Yeah, can I feel it?
Yeah, you can feel it. It won't hurt you. You can touch it. Yeah, you know why art is so great? Because you get to touch things that helps your brain grow and you feel different things.
Wait, why do I put this?
Well, you can put it back in there or wipe it off, but don't lick it. Whatever you do, don't lick it. Camden, I'm talking to
I
you.
can wipe it on my hands too?
Sure, it'll come off. But what we're about to do to it is not gonna come off right now. Now you have the color blue. We're going to see what happens when we add blue. So can you put some drops on here? It's kind of turning purple though, isn't it, that other one?
Don't wipe it on the clothing.
Yeah, so we actually did a lot more drops this time because it looked like we needed more than 2 drops, right? So this time we did like 5 drops. Mixing, 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 mix, 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 mixing, 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 mix, mix, mix. What do you think of this stuff? Is it messy?
Yes.
Do you like it?
Play with it. Whoa, splash. Whoa. It's so sticky. Sticky. Ooh. Clap, clap, clap. Clap, clap, clap. This is so sticky and fun. Yeah, so sticky. Whoa. Look how much I can collect in my hand.
So do you guys think that this is a fun activity?
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
It's so squishy, and you can play with it afterwards. Yeah, and we can wash it off into space. And you can watch it change lots of colors. Yeah, it's so wonderful.
Thanks for joining us for this really messy activity from Paintbox. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye. Say bye with your messy hands.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
So today we're at Dolores Park in San Francisco. It's in the Mission. The thing to know about this park is that it's really huge and it's always crowded, whether it's a weekday or a weekend, morning or afternoon. Sometimes even in the evening it's busy. But because the playground is so huge, you can space out, and there's so many things to do. There's things for really big kids, grown-ups, little kids, babies. It's awesome. So let's check it out. So Coco, what is your favorite part of this playground at Dolores Park?
My favorite part is one that I've been going on a lot. It's this big, curvy, twisty side that happens to it curves really a lot, so your body kind of curves with it, and it feels really good.
There's some very interesting kids here.
I'm so good.
Who is this child?
Who got me out?
I don't know. You're very shy.
Come on, dude. This is a big punch fight, and the Hulk is going to win, but actually flashes. And Hulk and Iron Man are in a fight. And then this is the gorilla's little form, and this is his little form, and that's the gorilla's mega form, and that's the Bob's cat mega form. And this is alien game that I made, but I didn't make the buttons yet. And you have to be the persons in the ship and shoot them. And this is people. And this is a big moose that is killing a snake in a robot. And I didn't make that page, I skipped it. And this is a sea monster fighting a snake and a baby gorilla. And this is a guy that only has a body and a head and no eyeballs. And that's the end.
So this is the kit that came. It's about $16. You can get lots of different kinds. This is just the kind that I got. Doesn't mean you have to get the same kind. We open it up, and inside, the first thing we see is this little book. And it kind of gives you different ideas, but you don't have to use it. You can if you want. And then you have these tools here. And of course, the beautiful clay. And you'll see all the different colors inside. It also comes with like these kind of sprinkle things. Which, by the way, if you do use these, you have to kind of push them into the clay. Otherwise, they'll just come right off of it. And then these little fruit things, which we love getting. And sometimes these come in the slime kits we use too. Making a snail is the easiest thing you can do. All you need to do making a snail is roll a ball and then roll it into a noodle shape and curl it around.
Let me try.
But I suggest trying to do other things too.
Let's have another spoon. Just in my hand.
Hmm.
Three. In my hand. I just need to find one more and tell it. So stretchy.
So stretchy and soft.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like it's easy to work with?
Mm-hmm. When it's like this, it is.
Yeah. Can you show me your snail you made?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Here, turn it around so I can see its eyeballs. Wow, he's a pretty happy guy. So something that we noticed is after they've dried for a day and they're dry, you might have some difficulty keeping their shoes on or their little items. So it's good to take some like regular glue like this and glue the clay, glue them on while they're drying, and maybe put a little dab here and there so that you can make sure like the little pieces stay on. Rumpelstiltskin. Established 1856. Illustrated by Elizabeth Webb. Once there was a poor miller who had a beautiful daughter, of whom he was very proud. One day he foolishly told the king his daughter could spin gold out of straw. The king loved gold above everything else, and he commanded that the maiden be brought to the castle. When she arrived, she was led to a large room half full of straw. She was placed before a spinning wheel. The king said to her, "If all this straw is not spun into gold by morning, you shall die." He went out and locked the door behind him with a huge key. The poor girl sat down in a corner of the room and began to cry. She knew that she could not spin straw into gold. Suddenly, the door opened just a crack, and a strange little man squeezed into the room. "Good day, miller's daughter," he said. "What are you crying about?" "Oh me," she sobbed, "I must die on the morrow, for I know not how to spin this heap of straw into gold." "What will you give me if I spin it for you?" asked the little man. "This necklace I am wearing," replied the maiden. The little man agreed, and sitting down at the wheel, spun it around merrily. Shoo, shoo, shoo. By morning, the straw was gone, and in its place was gold. Then he twisted the necklace twice around his waist and left as silently as he had come in. When the king came next morning, he was pleased to see the gold, but he wanted more. He led the girl to a larger room, 2/3 full of straw, and ordered her to spin it all into gold before sunrise. And again the maiden began to cry, and again the little man slipped through the crack of the door and said, "What will you give me, miller's daughter, to spin your straw into gold?" "This ring on my finger," she replied. So the droll little man set the wheel whirring again, twice as fast as before, and by daylight the straw was all spun into gold. Then he put on the ring and was gone. The king came at dawn and was delighted to see the store of gold, yet his greedy heart was not satisfied. He took the miller's daughter into a vast chamber packed to the ceiling with straw. "Spin all this straw into gold this night," he said, "and tomorrow you shall be my queen." As soon as the maid was alone, the queer little man turned again and said, "Now what shall I have for my labor?" "I have nothing more to give you," sighed the maiden. "Then promise me your first child after you become queen," said the little man. The maiden knew no other way out of her trouble, and promised to do what was asked. That night the wheel whirred thrice as fast as before, and when the sun shone into the chamber, all the straw was gold. The king was delighted to find all the straw spun into gold, and as he had promised, that very day he made the miller's daughter his queen. At the birth of her first child, the queen was overjoyed. She had quite forgotten about the little man until the day he slipped into her chamber and said, "Where is the child you promised me for spinning the king's straw into gold?" The queen wept bitterly and begged him not to take her baby. At last his odd little heart softened and he said, "I will give you 3 days to guess my name. If you can do it, you may keep the child." Then he slipped out of the room as quickly as he had come in. The next day, when the little man came, the queen gave him the names of all the kings and princes that she could think of. But to all of them he gleefully answered, "Ha ha, no, no, my royal dame. That's not my name. That's not my name." The next day the queen sent messengers throughout the kingdom to collect all the curious names of people, and when the little man skipped in, she began with cow ribs, bandy legs, spindle shanks, snub nose, and so on. But to all of them he shouted, "That's not my name." The third day, the last of the messengers came back and said, "Forgive me, sorrowful queen. I could find no new name but one. Yesterday, as I was passing through a strange wood where foxes and hares say good night to each other, I saw a small hut, and in the doorway a funny little man sang this song. Today I bake, tomorrow I brew, today for one, tomorrow for two, for how shall she learn, poor royal dame, that Rumpelstiltskin is my name?" When the queen heard this, she knew the singer must have seen her little gold spinner. At sunset, the little man came skipping in and said, "Tell me my name if you can." "Is it Hans?" she teased. "No." "Well then, can it be Rumpelstiltskin?" "The fairies have told you! The fairies have told you!" he shrieked in a rage, and he stamped his right foot so deep down through the floor that he could not pull it out. Becoming more angry still, he laid hold of his left foot with both hands and jerked so hard he split himself in two, for he was really made of gingerbread, as all Rumpelstiltskins are. Hey guys, I hope you liked the episode today. It's so beautiful here at the Storytime cottage that I'm actually outside and I'm getting ready to play now. I hope you guys do the same wherever you are. And remember to send me your drawings and your story ideas to paintbox107@gmail.com. I can't wait to see you guys next time. Bye!